Hello once again, everyone. We are talking about Star Fox Zero in this video. Very simply put, the Amiibos. Now, we already know what the Amiibos do, the Fox and the Falco. The Fox one gives us retro Arwing from, SNES style Star Fox. Cool and everything. Falco Amiibo gives us, of course, the black Arwing, which lets you lock onto two enemies at once, and I believe it makes you take more damage. So it's a hard mode, basically, or harder mode. But there was one other thing I wanted to mention here, which caught my eye, and yes, we're on lovely IGN, but that's where the article was. Um, People were talking about an Arwing Amiibo, which we all loved, and Miyamoto said before he was open to it back in the day. But we've got bad news, because in an interview with Miyamoto, and I'm disappointed in you, Miyamoto, that doesn't happen a lot, but I'm disappointed in you, he says it's not going to happen. He says, unfortunately, we won't be releasing an Arwing Amiibo. We did have a few prototypes. There was an Arwing Amiibo that transforms into the walker, but we weren't able to turn that into a product that could meet safety guidelines for children. In short, Miyamoto thinks an Arwing Amiibo would be cool, but they'd be too pointy for kids to play with without impaling themselves. Really? Really, 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 really? Really? Quit focusing on the fucking kids! It's an Amiibo! You know how many other Amiibos have pointy edges? Look at Greninja. He's got pointy edges. It's a fucking toy. Do you think there's never been a toy for, quote, for kids that doesn't have a pointy edge? Look at Lego. You step on one of those, my God, you're going to be swearing more than a sailor out at sea. And you're thinking, oh, well, it's pointy. A kid could impale himself. How? I know kids are stupid, but do you really think they're going to try and swallow an Amiibo? An Arwing Amiibo? I don't think so. They're too busy staring at their fucking iPads these days to even try something that stupid. But no, too pointy for kids to play with. Let's be real here. Let's be real. Let's bring in the facts, shall we? The majority of the Wii U's user base, as we know, is 18 to 34-year-old guys. Now, granted, I'm not saying only the Wii U owners are the only ones buying Amiibos, but the vast majority of people who buy Amiibos are either A, collectors who never take them out of the fucking box, B, the people who do use them, like myself, and I have them all on my shelf, and then you got the last little bit of people, the kids who maybe will play with it. But let's be realistic. Amiibos may be classified as a toy product, but you can't really play with them. What are you going to do? Go whoosh, whoosh, pew, 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 and, swing them around in the air? Are you stupid? Amiibos are collectible Nintendo figures. You know how many other companies do collectible figures? How many Skylanders things, which are much more bought by kids, how many of those have pointy edges? Really? Really? The Star Fox fans want good things for the franchise. An Arwing Amiibo would have been badass. Badass. And if you're going to say, well, pointy edges, then do a Landmaster. Do the Gyro Wing. I don't know. Freaking do a new Rob, Give him his own Amiibo. More love. Give Wolf an Amiibo. But no. Miyamoto, I don't know why. You said before were focusing away from kids. And you were going back to the core. And then you said before that you'd failed to get kids to buy, get their parents to buy the Wii U, yada yada. And yet here you are, back to this shit. Just put a label. You know what companies do? Toy companies? They always have a label on the product saying, warning, choking hazard for children 3 years and younger, or something like that. That's why you put labels. But no. An Arwing Amiibo. Maybe you could make it, you can only buy it if you're 12 years old or higher. I don't know. But really? You know how many kids are going to get Star Fox Zero? Maybe, let's see, out of the 13 million Wii U's, maybe 1,000 out of the world? Jeez Louise, Nintendo. Miyamoto, why do you do this? Why are you disappointing? Not only me, but everyone. You know how awesome an Arwing Amiibo would have been? Would have been fucking amazing. But no. Pointy for kids, too pointy to play with without impaling. Who impales himself on a toy? I mean, really, who does that? I would Google it, but I don't feel like it right now. Has there ever been a kid who's impaled themselves to where they're seriously injured? Not just a, ouch, I pricked my finger on a toy. I wouldn't be surprised, but if there was, I sure as hell don't remember it. Anyway, Miyamoto, I'm disappointed. See y'all in the next video.